Chris from KaijuPop.com, and this is Submerged. I'm gonna spin around and make myself dizzy. Ooh. This is Submerged, playing on the PS4. This is also coming out on PC, I believe. And it is a sort of exploration, open worldy, kind of not really kind of game. You have this setup that presumably you're either the older sister or the young mother of this guy here, this little dude who's been hurt. Managed to patch him up with bandages, but that's about it at this point. And you've kind of got to make your way in this world that seems mildly, well, not mildly, very much post-apocalyptic. And the apocalypse in this case is a fuck-off massive flood. That seems to have taken care of certainly most things on lower levels of buildings, as we're running across from rooftop to rooftop here. But it seems to, with a reasonable way, post-apocalyptic here. Largely vegetation has sort of covered everything, but yeah, beyond there being just a whole lot of water everywhere, it's not entirely clear at this point, just about 15 minutes into the game here, just what's going on. So right away it seems like my little guy isn't in any dire danger, and where I am in the game here is I'm about to sort of really set off and get to exploring. I have a telescope. Using the telescope I have found a thing that is an upgrade for my boat. So I'm going to go and get that by getting in my boat. For a boat, it handles a lot like a car. Can even do kind of rad power slides in it. There we go. And we're just going to head out over here and get an upgrade to this boat over there. There we go. And it's a speed boost deal. So, whoa, okay, gotta go in there. This will boost my boat for longer. It's a little bit squirrely handling over there. And you get an awful lot of these collectibles. It's kind of very eager to push a whole bunch of collectibles at you all the time. And that's the kind of deal in that regard. But the way it's kind of marking progress a lot is in gathering supplies, it seems, at the moment. So there's kind of a line of supplies that each get ticked off. So it's kind of seems to be, although it's very much about not holding your hand and not explaining anything, we want to get as many supplies as possible, and the more supplies we get, the more sort of this story is kind of being told, kind of being relayed, kind of not really, certainly not in any dialogue. They all kind of speak in a sort of eco-esque foreign language. There you go, another upgrade there, brilliant. So I've got even more of a speed boost should I want it. And yes, as you go, you're sort of unlocking these hieroglyphs that are showing creatures, but also the city's story and our story, the story of the woman and the child there. So it seems like mum and dad. I think I'm the sister, because it seems like there's a sister and a brother there. And dad's gone off and speared some fish. Dad's a fisherman. That's the dealio there. And so you're piecing together the story there as you're going through this world, but we need to uncover more and more of the map, so I'm just kind of striking out at random at this point, because nicely it isn't it isn't sort of telling you thou must go here. Instead it's sort of up to you to sort of pan around as you use your telescope. There you go. If you come near something interesting, then it will sort of mark it on your HUD, and then it will mark a location on your map. So that looks like something promising over there. Dot, that's a secret. So let's go and find out that secret, I suppose. you thought a game like this very, very keen on showing off its water physics, if water is the sort of central theme here. It's not amazing stuff. I mean, it looks distinctly kind of budget. Like, a lot of the animations feel a little bit disjointed in a way that, you know, I mean, the game on its own in sort of static shots, it can look quite nice, but there's a certain sort of degree to the motion that's a little bit jarring. And it almost is like you get to there's an uncanny valley of indie games as well, of like the budget constraints and artistic direction that makes you know, a lot of 2D indie games look amazing, and a lot of 3D indie games look kind of, you know, despite the craft that's gone into them, look kind of amateurish in a way, because you kind of hold them to that higher standard because they are in 3D, I guess, or maybe that's just me. So that's kind of great. So these city story things are just random pickups that you know, you get more and more, and it's hard to decipher what that means. But it's kind of nice that the more of those I'll pick up, the more sort of you know, the added context you get to each one, which is kind of an interesting idea. And it sort of just warps you into that boat, which is a little bit jarring as well. I can see a shiny thing. Let's look at it. Who knows what that is? Let's find that out. I'm gonna go to the library. Let's all go to the library. Let's all go to the library. Let's all go to the library. Get ourselves some books. Oh, okay. There was a little text blurb giving a little insight there, and I missed it because it was going to do a dramatic thing of, "Hey, you have found a level." It seems like you know, we're going to be in this location for the next little bit. And see as well, like the HUD at the top is kind of indicating that I'm somewhat near another of our supply crates here. The basic stuff so far, I haven't had to deal with any combat. I don't even know whether there is any or not. There could well be. I don't know. It seems like the only other sort of life we've seen has been that whale at the start there in the sea. So it's hard to say. World like this, presumably there may be monsters, but I don't know yet. But it does kind of mean like the interaction you have in the game thus far is in the traversal, which I gotta say doesn't feel super great. I think mainly because of like those jarring animations. It just feels a little bit sort of awkward moving about and things. And I mean, you can make the argument that this older sister here isn't necessarily the most cut out for this kind of activity, but you can see what I mean. It's like she looks kind of a little bit out of place compared to her environment, and you know, just the animation is a little bit stilted and kind of slow. I mean, I get like there's a lot of sort of slowly picking your way around the buildings here, but it's, you know, traversal isn't the game's strong suit, at least not on foot. What I think is more interesting is the fact that this is kind of an open world that I can bring up a map of at any time, and the fact that I'm here climbing up this building and I can see I've got really tenacious grip, so I can bring out my telescope while I'm clinging to a building. But you know, that I can see that thing glinting off in the distance. That's kind of an interesting thing to aspire to, you know, of like, oh, I might head over there next and check out whatever's in that building as well. A lot of the motion so far, there's not even a jump button, believe it or not, even though I'm doing a lot of jumping. Right now it is just a matter of holding up, and if there's something for her to grab onto, she will grab onto it. So that's another kind of aspect of, you know, I can't stand Assassin's Creed, which kind of does the same thing. It like kind of removes a lot of the agency from traversal from you, which irritates me a little bit. But yeah, as I said, like it seems that it's more the scope of the exploration and heading out on the water than like finding things in this world that's more of a draw at the moment. But like it does seem that once you get to these places and you're picking up these things, it's a little bit clumsy. Yeah, it's a shiny pipe. No. Okay. I think there's more to it than just like those two little secret things that I picked up, so I think there was a part over here that I missed before. Let's go further up to the top here. And generally, I mean the first building that it does sort of shunt you towards at the start of the game. The object there was to, hey, get to the top of it, because that supply crate was on the top of it. And it seems like I would hazard a guess that a lot of these supply crates that we need to get are going to be at the top of a lot of tall buildings. And so it's going to be my job to climb up these tall buildings. And that's fine. But the climbing so far, not brilliant, so I don't really know how to feel about that. This seems to be a waste of time, because unless I can stake myself around, I can't just drop down. Oh dear. It would seem that I could, you know, grab onto that pole, but I can't. It did a sort of camera cutaway to indicate that crossing across that beam was a good thing, so I want to say that there's something here. Oh, I can jump up here. Okay. Like, that really doesn't look like something you should be able to climb up off. That's kind of, that says some bad things, potentially, or some frustrating things of it not being particularly good at signposting what you can climb up and what you can't. Up and up and away. Oh, was that a shiny thing? It wasn't a shiny thing. Okay, alright. Oh, that's a shiny thing, isn't it? Yeah, that's a shiny thing. I want to get that shiny thing. But how? If only I could, I don't know, just swing my leg over that fence. But no, but no. Oh, or go around this way. Yes, go around this way, that would be the thing to do. There's kind of, to the aesthetic of, like, the architecture, things like that, there's a kind of vibe I get of, Enslaved, things like that, which you could certainly do far worse than to look towards for inspiration. I loved Enslaved. Let's get me that supply crate. Oh, zip lines. Okay. Ah, and that's what I want. Okay. Wonderful. Hooray! Grub and things. So yes, that's the sort of general structure of the game. Is generally unlocking each of those, and there we go. Well, there we go. There we are. There's the fighting I'm gonna have to do with that weird man beast thing. Daddy, boat. Storm, storm bad. Then you drown. Is he gonna wake up? I don't know. All at once I'm intrigued and concerned at the I need something. Water everywhere, but not a drop too. Yes, all at once I am both intrigued and concerned at the possibility of running around with this boy, Taku, hand in hand. In the eco sense, or in SOS Final Escape, Setu Setsume Toshi or whatever it was. Two great games, but yeah, I mean, like, some of those hand-holding mechanics can be tricky things to pull off. But let's go in search of whatever we have next. What was the shiny thing I saw before? It wasn't... Was it in here? Oh, hello. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go say hello to this guy. He's pretty eager to join in the fun over here. Oh, can't go through there. I imagine I'm going to be doing lots of running from things as well in this boat, given that I've got a speed boost that I haven't had to use so far. It really does not handle particularly well. Looks like I'm not going to have to deal with this guy just yet, anyway. As I said, like, I'm intrigued by the structure of it. So presumably, like, you can uncover these supply crates in almost any order that you choose, which is kind of cool. Nothing of note immediately around me. Huh. That might be interesting. Okay, let's head over here. It seems again like that there's only certain points that you can moor your boat. It's not like I can get out anywhere and swim to shore, or that I can get out and climb up this thing, for instance. It does seem like it's a little bit more, everything's a little bit more prescribed to you than at first appears. It's more the illusion of freedom than an actual kind of, hey, go where you will, do what you want kind of feel to it. So it's a little bit more directly directed. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a thing. And yeah, that was a couple of frame rate hitches there, so let's see what we got over here. Whoop! Hello! Ching. Okay, maybe another secret thing, so let's go over there, I suppose. Here first, actually. Climb up to the top of this thing. No? Can't climb up to the top of this thing? Okay. Unless I jump, maybe, yeah. Unless the game wants me to, then I can't. That's a little bit annoying. So it's as much about this is kind of near where we started, actually. We come around full circle, and those fish don't really do anything to you. Jeez, that's the first sort of place you go at the start of the game there. It's as much about kind of finding places that you can dock and then getting off there and then doing your exploring, as opposed to doing exploring on the water. It seems like okay. Oh, we're heading into a new little chapter there. It seems like you know, I mean, the boat-based stuff seems more like sightseeing, as opposed to really getting anywhere. This evidently is by the same people that bought you Epoch on iOS, which was like a sort of middling cover-based shooter thing for iOS devices. Epoch 2, it's available now if you really want it. Yeah, I don't know, I've got to tell you, I haven't a clue what I'm supposed to be doing. I really don't. Library I've been to. That whale, it's not really going to give me too much trouble. Oh, but you kind of collect them. Okay. The more you see, the more you know, or something. This building looks like a proper building. I'm just begging for a chance to get out now. It seems like neither sort of aspect of the game is particularly well developed. I can't get out there either. Huh. It's really a bit depressing, actually. Yeah, water everywhere. Not a place to stand up. How about over here? The hospital. That's gotta be a key location it wants me to get out at. Oh, boat bit. Hooray. Maybe there's something I can use up there. Yeah, maybe. Maybe you're gonna let me get off this infernal boat and go find a place to park without finding parking spaces this game. Nope. No, it clearly wants me to get off at this hospital, but also this boat oddly silent. There's kind of a thing as well, like the music is fine but not particularly well placed. It's more, oh hey, here's like, you know, gentle exploring music that's not particularly well tied to what you're doing, and yeah, I mean, sound design not a strong suit either. You know, just realised right now that motorboat was completely silent. But yeah, I mean, like, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on it. It does seem interesting enough, but at the same time, just every little bit of it feels a little bit awkward and not quite involved enough. The navigation doesn't feel involved enough really at all, and the boat handling is, I like the idea of going from place to place on the boat, but if it's a case of you can only get off when the game wants you to get off, then that's a real shame. You know, the visuals are inconsistent as well. It's just kind of not, I don't know, a lot of decent ideas, none of which are particularly well fleshed out, I don't think. But I mean, I've got to be honest, if this is another sort of 2 or 3 hours of grinding through, climbing up buildings, then yeah, there's some serious problems here. I can say, you know, I get concerned. They've hinted definitely that there is going to be combat, or at the very least pressured running away from things, and that has me worried for sure. I am kind of deeply concerned with the way the game's going to go in that direction. This thing as well, like, I think a lot of this climbing, at least thus far in the game, has also been really linear. So it kind of almost makes the, the compass marker at the top of the screen there, which is kind of directing me vaguely towards where the next supply crate is. It kind of renders it irrelevant, because it is just, well, hey, follow the breadcrumb trail of things that you can climb up and climb down, and you will get there eventually, so you don't really need that element there. I like some of the camera cutaways here, like indicating, oh hey, there is a secret right there. It's a little bit sort of beating someone over the head with an answer, but it's fine. It's sort of like directing you towards these little side bits and little things that you can go for. I'm wondering how I can actually get there, which is good. I mean, like, I think that's the key with a lot of video games that have you exploring certainly 3D spaces. It's you kind of want the question not to be where, like it shouldn't be a case of, oh, where am I going in this kind of experience. I think but it should be a question of how, like, how am I gonna get there. And I think in this instance that I've come and gone around in circles. But oh, there's less supply crate. Okay, so you know what? Screw that secret. Because I've seen where the game wants me to go next, so I'm gonna go for that. Sorry, that's my platinum trophy gone. I don't know whether this game has a platinum, to be honest. Yay! You can see as well, like, we've played through a fair chunk of this game just in this half-hour long video. So not hugely long. I think getting the game's not hugely expensive, so that's perfectly fine. But you don't. I mean, if you are a value judgment type, then bear that in mind. There's got another buddy. Look, oh no, they're all going to be coming after me. Oh, gonna have to fight them. It's going to be terrible. It's a bit blunt, that is, isn't it? It's a little bit blunt. A little bit blunt. Oh, Mummy went fishing, Daddy got wasted. The coffin on that hieroglyph, jeez. It's a touch on the nose, I think. Oh. Need something to feed. He's always after stuff in here. We just got your food, mate. Wait a minute. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. So it's like there's 7 more stages here. It's, I don't know. Extrapolate that out for sure. So yeah, I mean that's Submerged. It seems like a lot of, as I said, it's a good core promise, and good core premise rather. But I mean it's not something that's really backed up with solid gameplay at the moment. The boat handling feels. I hesitate to use the word floaty. That'd be terrible, wouldn't it? but the boat feels really awkward. The on foot stuff as well feels kind of awkward, and just hinting at where this story is going to go, or you know, if there are things to fight and stuff later on, which I really feel concerned about or run away from. Yeah, I mean, I get the thing, and I get this whole thing of relationship with the sister and the brother here, and that's kind of a cool direction to go in, but it's like the core stuff I'm doing isn't, I don't think, is enough to carry it so far anyway. But yeah, I'll delve more into this. There'll be more on kaijupop.com in due course. In the meantime, this is Submerged, Chris Charlton for kaijupop.com. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.